What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Chris. This is PnwRcMadness. Guys, what we have in front of us here today are a few parts. We have some hot racing. You can see they got their logo right there. These are for your Xmaxx or your XTR. Real quick, guys, I just want to do a quick review and a quick explanation on why I buy and sell Treal Hobby parts. These came on a truck that I got from my uncle, and I would like to show you the differences between these parts and the Treal Hobby parts. So let's go ahead and get the Treal parts out of the bag. We'll grab a scale, we'll weigh them, and I will show you a few things about them that you might want to know before you buy your upgrades for your next truck. Alright guys, so let's check these out. These just came off my Xmaxx that I am rebuilding, and I was going to keep these on the truck just because they are super expensive. So let's go ahead and talk about the price point first, actually, why we're mentioning it. So right off the bat, guys, these hot racing parts are going to be about $30 or $40 more just for the parts that I have here in front of me. These knuckles, they are made of aluminum 6061, and these cost $78.78. Now they are nicely machined. They have 3 bearings and they come with a spacer. The bearings are smaller, as you can see. I'll get a number on that one second. So we got the caliper out. It is dead, but it's reading sort of. So let's go ahead and measure the first bearing for the hot racing. Okay, here we go. We got the caliper turned on. So this is how these work. So you're gonna have an inner bearing. Actually, you're going to have 2 inner bearings. One inner bearing is going to go inside there. It's going to set inside. So that inner bearing is going to be about 23 millimeters on the outside. Let's see how they set inside the... They actually are built pretty nice. I do like them. They're just a little weak because they are 6061. So there's one bearing. Here's your outer bearing. They're pretty thin. They're only 6 millimeters, I believe. Okay, sorry, excuse me. They're 4 millimeters. Oh, that's your inner bearings, excuse me. Okay, and then you got your outer bearing. This is 6 millimeters. Okay, so your outer bearing is 5 millimeters. All right. And there's something else I want to show you about these, but I'm not going to show you for a minute. So let's go ahead and weigh these up, and all right, we'll turn the scale on. Scale's on with the bearings. Those are 2.2 ounces. All right, so something I want to tell you about these here in a minute, but let's just keep going, and I'll show you the next one. So here is the next hot racing. This is the rear hub carrier, I guess you would call it. Let's see, what do they call this? Treal calls it the rear hub. So these are the real hubs. Very nice, nicely machined. Again, 6061 aluminum, and they also use triple bearings in there and a sleeve that goes on your stub axle. Your hex, your stub axle would be your stub axle, yes. So nicely engraved. I never knew what these are for. Guys, if you know what those holes are for on the knuckles, please do leave me in the comments what those are for. I just don't know. But you have a nice open hole here, good place for it to bend. This actually looks pretty straight. Again, 3 bearings, nicely machined, nice design. I like them. They're labeled left and right. Okay, moving on. And then we got the front C-hub caster block. So we got the caster block. Again, a nicely machined part. Look at that. So this is going to weigh, without the bearings, 1.3 ounces. And then this is the last part that I have for the truck from HR that I can compare. So this is the front and rear diff cover. Again, these are pretty nicely machined. Kind of feels kind of thin, but it's got the HR logo on there that is machined out. Nice beveled edges with nice chrome raw aluminum showing. So let's weigh that one. 1.2 ounces. All right. So there's one other thing I'd like to show you guys about these. When you get them together, these are going to just use your typical pin, king pin, with your captured screw cap. These move nice and freely. These are nice and cleaned up. I got everything super clean and lubed and greased and sunken in oil and all that good stuff. So we're ready to reinstall this on the truck. But wait, let me show you guys the Treal. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and be upgrading my Traxxas XRT. I was going to be, but now I'm going to be installing these on my new green Xmaxx, the Hulk. Stay tuned for that video. Guys, please do subscribe to this channel. You can hit the button right there in the corner. Just go ahead and tap that button right there with your mouse, your cursor. Do subscribe for the build and these parts right here. Guys, so this is the reason why I am installing these on my truck. So let's open these up and we'll compare directly. Guys, you can also find these Treal parts on my website. It is www.PnwRcMadness.com. I offer free shipping, same day, fast, free shipping, same day. Awesome customer service. Treal has amazing customer service, way better than Hot Racing, I hate to say it. If you buy these parts from me and you have problems, just contact me and I will hook you up. Alright guys, so let's open these up and do some comparisons. So first off, I see some humongous bearings. So let's go ahead and get those bearings out of the package. Alright, so we got the bearings out of the package and some shims, it looks like, fell out there. Let's go ahead and just grab these out of the bag while we got them. Alright, so there we go. We got the Treal part out and we have, oh, look at that. I can feel a little bit of a difference in my right hand here. So the Treal is on the right. Nice lovely Treal logo, and then we got the Hot Racing. Sorry guys if it's not bright enough. Black parts are hard to film, at least for me they are. So there we are, we got the Treal. Now if you look at them, the Treal is actually beefier, so let's go ahead and measure the outside. So outside is 34 millimeters. Outside is 38 millimeters. So here are the Treal hubs. Now the Treal hubs use 3 bearings as well. They have the same screws here. For I'm not sure, please do leave in the comments what that's for. Real quick guys, looking at them, there is a huge difference, but they're not. They're pretty much the same size, except for the Treal uses a way bigger bearing. They still use 3 bearings, but you're going to need to use your stock bearing for the outer bearing. So we've got one monstrous bearing that looks to be like 8 millimeters. Okay, it's a 7 millimeter by 29, 30 millimeters. So we got the 30 millimeter bearing that goes in first. Super nice installation. We got the outer bearing, same width, just bigger diameter. Let's measure that. So that's going to be 32-ish millimeters. Alright, so I don't have my stock bearing to put in there right now. I suppose I could grab one out of the Treal while we do the weight measurement. Alright guys, let's go ahead and weigh these up and see what the difference is. So we're going to weigh them up with the 3 bearings. So we'll go ahead and just take out one of the stock bearings. So there is a stock bearing. So we got 3 bearings in there now. Side by side comparison, weight comparison, we'll put the Hot Racing first. 2 ounces on the nose with the bearings. Treal much more hefty. 2.9, so almost 3, so it's 3 ounces. It's an entire ounce more. So that's quite a bit of beef, guys. So let's go ahead and check out the front and rear diff covers. Guys, I find these, you can find these on my website, www.PnwRcMadness.com. All right, so let's open these up. This is what comes in your package with your Treal parts. You get a sticker. Like I said, amazing customer service. All right, so here we go, kind of wrinkled. We're going to be installing these on the green Hulk Xmaxx with the big monster claws, so stay tuned for that video. Going to have a build video of that. All right, so there we go. We got the Treal front and rear diff covers out. And then we got the side-by-side. We got the HR Hot Racing diff cover. Let's look at those side-by-side. They're machined quite a bit differently. Treal kind of has like a more straight case there in the back. Hot Racing has like a slight curve. And they're just machined differently around out there. And how is this dusty? It's been in the package. That is funny. All right, so let's go ahead and weigh them up. Hot Racing first, 1.1 ounces. Treal second. Let's go ahead, see what it weighs. All right, so they're exactly the same. I don't understand the properties of aluminum quite yet, but this is 70-75 and this is 60-61. I'd like to understand that a little more. Maybe you guys, you can comment below. Why do these weigh the same if they're different materials, different aluminum, different grade? All right, so let's get on to the last thing that I really wanted to show you guys and why I will not stick these back on my truck. I'm actually pretty bummed out. I paid quite a bit of money for the truck and these parts are really expensive, so I kind of paid for these parts because I thought, you know, I'll run them. I got them off the truck and I started looking at them, and you know, first thing I noticed was the bearings are way smaller, which, you know, they don't take as much abuse. And then the next thing I noticed was, I thought, you know, I seen this on the truck and I didn't really think of it, but I did, is these are going to bend super easy. So that is why I'm going to recommend you run the Treal parts. If you do bend them, which I don't think you will, you can warranty them through me, through Wendy Wang on Treal. Anyways, that one you can see right there is actually pretty bent. It should be right in line with the kingpin. You can see it's kind of canted to the left there. That explains to me why my wheels were towed out. I could not figure out why my wheels were towed out until I got it apart today. And then if you look, I got one attached. Check that out. So there is a huge bend right there. And in order to get this replaced, you have to send in your receipt, all that good stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then you might get 50% back towards your parts. I'm not going to mess with it because I didn't buy these parts myself. And I really don't want to run them on my truck anymore because, let me show you why. All right, so here we go. We got the Treal knuckles. Guys, I can already tell the beefiness as I pick them out of the bag. The bearings are heavier. The sticker pack is just way heavy. Makes you a lot faster. That sticker right there. Put that on the hood of your Xmaxx and you'll be doing 100. So same situation. All right, let's see what we got. So we got the kingpins. They give you kingpins. You got new kingpin screws, or screws to attach these to your, what do you call this part? Your caster block. All right. Get them out. This is what comes in the package, guys. I'm trying to make this a quick video. I'm not going to edit much. All right, again, so this is what you get. You're going to get the bearings, bigger bearings, way beefier. So look at the difference, guys, right there. So I'll get them out of the package for you. I'll just show you the difference in the weight in the bearings. Alright guys, anyways, we're just going to go ahead and show you the weight difference in the bearings. So here are the Treal bearings. We're just going to weigh up two of them. Big one and a small one. Turn on the scale, that would help. Alright, there's the Treal bearings. That's 1.3 ounces for the two. And we'll do the same for the Hot Racing bearings. They're not even registering. How is that? I need to smaller scale. There we go. So under half the weight, almost 3 times a third of the weight. So that was 0.4, 1.3. So they are 1/3 the weight. Guys, what do you want to be bashing your trucks on? The Treal parts or the HR parts? Answer me in the comments below. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and keep going. I want to show you guys how these install the kingpins onto. I wonder if these fit. I wonder if they're compatible. Let's see if they're compatible. Why not? Oh, they are. They must be compatible. Look at that. That's a crazy mix. I do like that about the Hot Racing, that little stripe right there. It is nice. I do like it. But I also like the Treal design, the nice beveled edge. All right, guys, so check it out. Here is the humongous difference right here in these parts. Let's see here. Which one was it that was super bent? There we go. So if you look really closely, let me get out the, you can see the differences right there. Get out the caliper. So check this out. We're just going to go ahead and measure this up. The thickness, and this is not machined down at all, so that's 8.07 millimeters one way, and it's almost 7 millimeters the other way. It's just a square all the way around with a slight beveled edge, kind of like a little gusset right there going between. They have machined out. And then it looks like the Hot Racing kind of has the same gusset, but their gusset goes a little lower. And let's go ahead. It was so we're 6.5 one way, and we're 5.5 the other way. So definitely. Right, so before I do end the video, guys, I wanted to show you one more part that I do recommend you putting on your Xmaxx. So a lot of people go through gears, center diff gears, the input and output drive gears. Now there are a few things that will help that, especially would be this Treal rear diff cover and this lower diff cover, or the lower gear cover I should call it. It is aluminum. It is not going to flex as much with those big huge motors. If I do recommend any upgrade first for the Treal parts, it would be this guy. Definitely if you're running big motors. So there that part is. Let's see what this weighs. All right, so that's 0.7 ounces. Definitely, guys, these parts do add, they do add some weight to your truck. Now here are the pins. Let's go ahead and stick these together to see how easy they go together. Oh, guys, we never got to these either. So these are going to be your front caster blocks. All right, guys, so here is the Treal without bearings. 1.5 ounces. Again, 70-75 aluminum, and then we're gonna have the, I can tell a difference. 1.3 ounces for the Hot Racing. 1.5 ounces for the Treal. So it looks like they use pretty close to the same bearings in the front. They are not as thick. You can see the inner race right there of the part. Definitely a lot thinner on the inside. And it looks like to be the same size bearing on the inner. So there's what those look like. And one other thing I'd like to show you guys is for the rear hub carriers. Check that out. That is the difference there. You got a lot of bend potential right there with that opening, and then Treal has just machined out a nice slot there. It is super beefy. It is not as wide, but it's going to hold up a lot longer and it's going to bend less. So there we are. Guys, if you do like my channel, please do leave me a like, leave me a comment. Tell me what you guys would like to see next. Should I stick these parts on my XTR and just stick these back on my Hulk Max? Are they going to continue to bend, guys? What is going on here? Thanks for watching the channel. Have a great day. Have a great rest of your week. And I will talk to you guys later. Whoosh.